In this video, let's talk about how to grow a consulting business without ending up with a tiger by the tail. I love talking about growth. I think small business owners who are in a state of growth tend to be more energized and motivated. But I also remind our Bold House Collective members that growth without scale is madness. Growth with scale is bankable profit, wealth, and freedom. And what I mean by this is if your revenue is growing, but your back-end systems and your team and your bench are not scaling with it, then essentially you're just piling more and more and more plates on a stack, and eventually it is all going to tip over. Please do not do that to yourself. You want to make sure that your teams and your systems are scaling at the same rate as your revenue so that you can keep your freedom, that you can grow your wealth, that you can focus on profitability and not wake up one morning and feel really trapped by the business. So look, let's keep this simple. There are 3 things that you need to grow a consulting business. The first is a bigger pipeline. You need more clients, higher value clients, longer term clients. Number 2, you need more client service delivery bandwidth. You cannot be the only person delivering services to your clients. And it can't be just one other person and you. If you want to scale, you need a way to serve more clients. And number 3, you need scalable systems. And this is why we share with our Bold House Collective a 13-point framework on exactly how to scale a professional services business, because this stuff is intricate. This is not always common sense, and you really need a trusted process to get there. What I want to focus on in this video is specifically more delivery bandwidth. And I really find this is the part that stresses people out the most. The idea of, I'm an expert at what I do. How could I possibly have other people work with my clients? They only want me. And one of the reasons that's true is actually what you're doing in your marketing, your strategic positioning, and your sales process. So we talk about that a lot inside the Bold House Collective. But that issue aside, the bottom line is you can't work with a lot more clients if it's just you. So let's look at the 4 easiest ways to give you more service delivery bandwidth with your clients. And this is so important because if you don't have a way to serve more clients, your brain will literally not even see bigger opportunities in the market or more opportunities in the market. It will literally just shut down and tune them out because you're going to be so stressed and exhausted with your current workload, your brain doesn't even want to know that there's more potential work for you to take on. So you've got to get this in place for yourself. There are 4 pillars of delivery bandwidth when you're an expert working with organizations. The first is a bench of SMEs. SMEs simply means subject matter experts, and you need a bench of them. Maybe it's 3, maybe it's 5, maybe it's 10. It really depends just how much you want to scale. But you need to have a bench of other humans that you can trust to put in the game with your clients. Now, these folks might be independent contractors, part-time employees, or full-time employees. It doesn't matter. It depends on the size of your organization and what kind of financial structure you want, but you need a bench of subject matter experts that can work with your clients. And here's the really cool part about this. They don't need to know everything that you know. You can find people who are really good at just one piece and have them work with your client just on that thing. Let's say your expertise is in the people and culture space. So your bench might be comprised of people who are really great trainers and facilitators, some who are really great executive coaches, and some who are really great project managers. They don't all have to be great at everything like you are. Chances are good you're a unique unicorn that can't be replicated, and that's just fine. That's why you want to have enough bench to cover all of the things that you deliver to your clients. The next pillar of delivery bandwidth are repeatable frameworks. You cannot expect a bench of other people, of other subject matter experts, to come in and do things the exact same way that you do things and create a consistent client experience and consistent client outcomes if you haven't documented what you do and created reusable frameworks. In fact, it's one of the reasons that we're so successful with our clients at Bold House in helping them to get repeatable results, because we spent 20 years building proven frameworks that our clients can follow. So you need repeatable frameworks for your own team to follow and your own bench to follow. Next are automation and digital tools, especially today with AI. There's so much that can be automated and streamlined thanks to the tools that are out there. And now thanks to the AI agents that you can customize relatively inexpensively and easily to help take some of that workload off of you. That's going to help you increase your bandwidth as well. And lastly, you need solid client account management. I would say one of the biggest surprises that I've had over the last 19 years of working with small business owners is seeing how many folks don't have a structured way of managing their clients and the engagement and the timeline of those engagements and when things are happening and understanding what needs to be done when, so that that client has a seamless experience. You cannot scale your client service delivery bandwidth if you don't have strong client account management strategies and protocols in place. And if you think all of this is impossible, I want you to just think for a minute about the many huge consulting companies that are on the planet today. Now on my screen right now, I just have some images from Deloitte. Deloitte is one of the most renowned global consulting companies on the planet, but there are many others like Willis Towers Watson and Bain and Booz and E&Y and PwC and Accenture and many, many, many more. And I want you to think about the fact that these firms have hundreds of thousands of consultants working with very high-end clients all over the planet, and there is consistency from one client engagement to the next client engagement. And it's all because of the 4 pillars that I shared with you on this last screen. It's because they have a bench of trained consultants. They have repeatable frameworks, they have automation and digital tools, and they have strong client account management. And for me, as a business owner, one of the things I'm always looking to is who does this the best in the world, because that's who sets the model for all of us. So you look at a company like a Deloitte or an Accenture, and you can see that it actually is possible to replicate expertise and create consistent client experiences literally all over the world. If a company like Deloitte can do it with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of SMEs, you can do it in your boutique services firm as well. All right, what I recommend you do right now is head over to wincorporateclients.com. There you're going to find a fantastic resource. It's a quick start guide that I created just for you, experts who are working with corporate clients and other types of organizations, looking at what are the keys to building a $1 million boutique firm. It's all laid out for you in this quick start guide. It's free, and you can download that right now. Once you download that, the next thing I want you to do is head straight over to my video, How to Scale Your Consulting Business. In that video, I share with you the 3 specific work streams you need to follow to scale your firm, including the order that you want to do those things so that you don't get out in front of your skis. I've put the link to that video right below, so simply head on down to the description and click on that now, and we'll get going on your path to scaling your firm.